Shadow figures. I know you've seen a few.
I've seen my share. My brother actually has one in his house.
Oh, we say that like it's a dog.
I have had several therapists reach out to me. How can you accept this? This is psychosis. I know for a fact that these things happen. I've had a lot of these experiences myself personally.
Have you ever seen someone go through a paranormal event that destroys their trust in reality that it was so bad?
Yes.
Please explain.
We're like 12, 13-year-old girls, okay? And we did the light as a feather. I heard that.
All right, I'm going to address it. Nope.
Yeah, no, she's standing right over there. She's creeping forward.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the HORRORble podcast. Tonight, we have a special woman that traveled all the way down here to have a conversation with us. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself.
Hey, everybody. My name is Dona Strohbehn, and I am known as the Paranormal Therapist. I am the leading authority in paranormal trauma and paranormal PTSD.
We're going to get to all of that. So, can you tell us where you're from?
I am a native Houstonian, but I'm currently living in Cleveland, Texas.
Gotcha. Okay. So not too far from here. Kind of far, but not too far.
It's about 3.5 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you traveled all the way down here to have a conversation?
I did, yeah.
Let's start off with your childhood.
Oof.
As a kid, what was your introduction to fear?
Oh, gosh. I was pretty fearless, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. My parents were more fearful than I was.
Explain.
So ever since I was, to hear my mom tell it, since I started talking,
okay.
I saw things, I could see, hear, and feel things that nobody else around me could.
At an early age?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was like 2.5, 3 years old. Mm-hmm. And I'd be in my little room playing, and talking, babbling, whatever. And my parents would come in and be like, "Hey, Donna, who you talking to?" "My friends."
I think that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah. I think it's more common than people actually think it is, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or more common than we want to recognize, to be honest. Because it can be kind of scary for adults.
I think most adults just kind of like overlook it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it could really be a person
Yeah.
that they're having a conversation with, right?
Yeah. To me, they were as solid as you and I, to be honest. Yeah. And it's always been that way for me. And so my parents would be like, "Okay, tell your little imaginary friends goodbye. You need to go play with real people now." So, that's how it started.
But did your mom, was she into the paranormal stuff at all?
No, neither of my parents were at that time.
Okay, so they weren't really hip to it just yet.
Oh, no.
Okay, so it makes sense. So she just was like, "Okay, don't worry about it. That's not real, whatever."
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And as far as my mom, she didn't really recognize anything until after my grandmother passed away. My grandma passed away in 2008, I think, 2008, 2009. My grandma had brain cancer. My mom was my grandma's caregiver. And so I would, go to the apartment, and I'd walk in, and my mom would be, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I can only be here for a few minutes because it is so crowded in here." And my mom would be like, "It's just me and your grandma." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
So at the time, did you know how to express this to her?
I just flat out told her, all of our relatives that have passed on are here. And there's angels that are here. They're here for grandma, and they're here to give you comfort, but they're here for grandma because grandma's dying. And my mom would be a smart ass, okay? And she'd go to sit down. She's like, "Oh, am I going to sit on somebody?"
At least she had a sense of humor.
Oh, yeah. And I'd be like, "Fuck you, Mom, I'm out."
Yeah.
And of course, hugs, kiss, and I'd leave.
Yeah.
And after my grandmother passed, I guess it was about a week, maybe 2 weeks after my grandma passed. My mom calls me. I'm at my house, 10 o'clock at night. And if my phone rings after, 9 o'clock at night, there better be blood, death, or active dying.
Yeah.
Okay? And I pick up the phone. I'm like, "What's wrong?" And to add a little bit to it, my mom's aunt had passed away 10 years prior on my mom's birthday. Okay. So my mom calls and I'm like, hey, what's wrong? What's going on? I just saw Aunt Rita in the mirror. And I'm like, okay, and? No, you're not listening. I saw Aunt Rita in the mirror. And I'm like, yeah, welcome to my world. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I hung up on her. Okay.
Some get back, kind of.
So I go over to the apartment the next morning and I walk in. My mom's sitting in her chair and I'm like, dude, have you even been to bed? She's like, nope. I have not. I'm scared to go to bed. I'm like, oh my God. She's your aunt. She's letting you know she's here to give you comfort. It's fine. Go to bed. I'm here. You're good.
I can't blame your mom, though.
Because
my mother and I moved into the house my grandmother passed away in.
Okay.
I had a very similar experience to your mom.
Okay.
I seen my grandmother standing in front of a mirror.
Yeah. Okay.
And it traumatized me in a sense.
I get that.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
At least that night.
I get that. But that's my whole life.
All right. So I want to jump right into what you do.
Okay.
The therapy stuff.
Yeah.
What made you become a therapist?
I'm 58. I don't look it. I know. Really good genes. But, and I've done a lot of things in my life. But so many, every time I turn around, people are telling me their problems. And I'm trying to help them come up with creative solutions. Or, okay, so what would this situation look like if it was different? Kind of thing. And a friend of mine was like, hey, you can make money. You pay people for that. And I'm like, wait, what? That's a thing? So I went and got my master's degree. But what led me to it, I guess, it had always been in the back of my mind. Because growing up, I have been to therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists because of my oddity, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it, because I saw things and heard things and felt things that other people didn't.
So we're talking about the gift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the gift. So when I graduated with my master's in 2023, I was trying to keep my paranormal stuff and my therapy stuff completely separate.
Gotcha.
I was at an event in Ballinger, Texas. And Chad Lindbergh, do you know who that is?
I don't know.
So Chad Lindbergh is an actor. He was in the Fast and Furious series. He played Jesse.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about now. Okay.
He was also on the TV show Supernatural. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking with Chad, and we were talking. We were doing an investigation that night with a group of us, and we were talking a little bit about mutual people who we know, mutual friends. And he says, "So what else do you do besides paranormal investigating?" And I said, "Oh, well, I'm a mental health therapist." And he looked at me and he goes, "Oh, so you're the paranormal therapist." And it went, ding, light bulb went off. And I had to think about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was about 24 hours. And I called my mom on the way. It was an 8-hour drive from Ballinger back to Houston. And I called my mom and I'm like, hey, so this happened. And I'm thinking, and she's like, well, I was wondering what was taking you so long. And I'm kind of like, bitch, why didn't you say something earlier, right?
So like she had an idea already?
Yeah, she already had this. And I had been fighting to keep things separate.
Right.
And it was just like, okay, I give up. Let me just merge it and we'll make this happen, And I had noticed during the time of, working on my master's degree and during my internships and my residencies that the mental health community is quite close-minded when it comes to paranormal events and paranormal traumas. And, my whole thought was, why? Because these are real experiences. Mm-hmm. I've had so many paranormal experiences that have caused me trauma. Why are we ignoring this? Why are we not addressing it? That's when I kind of jumped in and said, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm jumping in with both feet. And here we go. We're blazing a trail.
So you think that it's way more common that people may be dealing with paranormal stuff that's also related to therapy?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, so Ski,
I'm in the hot seat now.
I'm putting you in the hot seat. Have you been somewhere, or whether in your house or at a friend's house or at a location, all right, or here in your backyard even, and something has happened that is unexplained, that has caused you to have some kind of trauma or some kind of PTSD event or moment?
I don't know, maybe subconsciously.
Sure.
I'm a very on to the next thing
On to the
type
next
of
thing
person.
type.
So
Okay, I
maybe
get that.
just maybe subconsciously,
It could have happened, but maybe you're not recognizing it.
or maybe something significant did happen and I didn't allow it to affect me as much as
That's possible too.
I think it does.
Sure. That happens a lot more than you think too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably that's how I am. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But why you ask me that? Tell me why.
I'm curious.
Okay.
Because I honestly believe that people have more anomalous or unexplained events that can cause, some kind, and it doesn't have to be a huge trauma. It can be a small thing. Like, okay, I'm hearing a door slam, and now it's like, okay, I hear a door slam. What is happening? What's caused that?
See, now
or a creaky floor.
Okay, so now I've talked about this plenty of times on the podcast where I'll be upstairs in my house.
Yeah.
And I've heard stuff walking around. I've heard taps on the window. But I will address the situation as if it is a person.
And that's a smart thing to do.
Verbally.
Yeah.
And I tell everything, hey, you're welcomed here as long as you don't have a negative intent.
There you go. Yeah.
You can pass through, you can hang out.
Yeah.
If you have a negative intent, you're not welcomed.
Yeah.
I've never had an issue ever since I addressed it that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whether it's this little girl with the blonde hair or somebody else up there, I don't know. But I don't feel like I have PTSD or I'm concerned or there's trauma or I have to watch, look over my shoulder when I go up the steps. I don't ever get that fear.
Do you, have you had the experience where you've had to, you know what, I'm checking my doors. Yeah, and I need to check them a second time just to be sure.
Nah, because I'm the type of person that once I'm in the house, everything is already locked.
Same, but I will still check.
Yeah.
And it's a safety, I guess.
But you think that is trauma?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100% is a trauma. It is 100% a trauma response. Yeah.
So everybody checking their doors at night, you might got some type of trauma.
I mean, if you check it 2 or 3 times, okay, I checked it, but I got to check it again just to make sure. That very well could be a trauma response. Yeah.
It's crazy to think about these little subtle things.
Yeah.
That may go over your head.
Yeah. Trauma is not always in your face. Sometimes it is a very subtle kind of thing.
Yeah, sorry, there are going to be bugs.
That's okay, little bug.
They are going to be all type of bugs out here. So it's going to be bugs and it's going to be windy. So
it's all good.
I do want to keep talking about this trauma though.
Sure.
Do you feel like the mental health field had a blind spot around spiritual and paranormal experiences?
Absolutely, 100%.
Why do you think that it's so hard for therapy in general to mix the two?
I think it's because a lot of therapists choose to keep, I want to call it tunnel vision, because if I don't admit it, it doesn't happen. I don't acknowledge that. Okay, it's some kind of psychosis. So this kind, you know what? You have some kind of psychosis going on. Let's put you on meds.
That sucks.
It does suck.
I don't know. Okay. I've had a number of people where I've said, you may see a homeless guy on the side of the curve and he's talking to himself.
Yeah.
And it may not be drugs. And he may actually be seeing something or talking to someone that we cannot see with our own eyes.
100%.
So to hear you say this, it only backs that up.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
But then, so
it's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it?
It ain't that hard for me, but it's going to be hard for some people.
It's going to be hard for some people there. Yeah, for sure.
Because then I think about, I gave the example of homeless people.
Yeah.
Some of them do drugs.
Oh, absolutely.
So do the drugs open up that side, allowing them, or are they just that point on drugs?
It's possible.
Right.
Okay, because I know some people who drink.
Yeah.
When they drink, they open up more. And that can be a dangerous thing, to be honest. Because then you're open to all kinds of things.
Good and bad?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I don't need to be more open, to be honest. We have, I don't know if you remember the TV show, it was back in the 90s, I think, called The Ghost Whisperer.
I do remember that.
Okay. So my mom and I have code word Melinda. All right.
What's the code word for?
Well,
when things get too crazy?
I might be shopping. Okay. It happens.
So
we'll
it's
be shopping.
Stop?
we'll be shopping, and I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna go over here. My mom's like, okay, I'm gonna go do this, and I'm like, okay, and she'll walk by, and I'll be standing in the middle of an aisle or in the middle of, you know, the clothing section or freaking Walmart, whatever, right? And I'll be talking to someone as solid as you, but apparently I'm the only one that sees them. And my mom will walk up and she'll be like, hey, Melinda. And I'm like, fuck, really? Damn it. Okay. And so I'll be like, I've enjoyed our conversation. However, come to my office tomorrow morning between 8 a.m. and 8:01. We can wrap this up real quick. And, you know, I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye. You know, and leave. So, yeah, it's code word for, you know, Melinda is, hey, you know, I love you, but you're looking like a nutter, you know.
Hold on. You said something very specific. You see these people as if it is me in the flesh, sitting here.
To me, they are as solid as you are.
So only when you're drinking or when you're sober as well?
Oh, no, when I'm sober as fuck.
So you don't...
I mean, I see them when I'm drinking, too.
So then how do you differentiate what's real and not real? How does that work? Because you got to navigate throughout the day.
You got to navigate it. And, you know, my house is my safe space. Nothing can come into my house without my specific invitation.
Did you make it that way?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
How'd you do that?
I am pagan.
Okay. And
I put protections around my home.
Okay.
So nothing can come into my house without my permission.
For the ones that don't know what pagan is, may you please explain?
Would I please explain? Oh my gosh. So my religious belief, I practice the old Celtic ways. Okay. Magic, blood and magic. There are some people out there who call it witchcraft. I don't. To me, it's just magic. It's a way of life. It's not, I don't dabble, I practice. And I don't practice, I do. I cast circles. I call on the old gods. I work with the angelic realms too. So I do a little bit of that.
So why would you not call it witchcraft? Is there a negative connotation that comes with that?
There's a very negative connotation with that. You know, I mean, 1692, you know.
Yeah, a lot of witches passed away.
Yeah.
I won't really say what happened to them, but
yeah,
I know a little something about it.
Yeah. And what's a common misnomer is, oh my God, all these witches in Salem were burned. No, they weren't. That was in Europe. They were actually burned in Europe. In the United States, they were hung and or stoned.
Which are two terrifying and horrible ways
Absolutely.
to pass away.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, though. Do you think now in 2026 that connotation is slowly drifting away as far as the negative side?
I would love to say yes to that. But with the political climate, the way that it is currently, things that I've been hearing and rumblings that I've been seeing, I mean, I've kind of been in the closet, so to speak, stayed in the broom closet, because there is so many anti-magic or anti-witchcraft kind of things going on. So yeah, there's more out there than you think, to be honest.
Oh, I believe that 100%.
And I actually know several people who are Christian witches, which kind of sounds like a misnomer. And I've seen,
I've never heard of this before.
You've never heard of this? Okay.
Christian witches.
Yes.
Anytime I hear Christians are like the ones that will literally destroy witchcraft.
I mean, sure.
They'll say it's the devil.
Yes, there's that. Okay. But no, Christian witchcraft or Christian witches are those who believe in the elemental energies and, magic, earth magic. But they still believe in the one, in the Christian God.
Sorry, it fell over before.
Yeah, they told me about that.
And it almost caught on fire one time. So sorry, y'all. It is very, very windy out here right now.
It is
and
quite
it's
windy.
Particularly happening when we're talking about witchcraft. So
it's all good. It'll settle down in a minute.
It should.
No, it will. It will settle down in a minute.
See, she said it will settle down, so I'm trusting her word.
It'll settle down in a minute.
Okay, so what were we talking about?
So, but yeah, no, there are people who are Christian witches, and they believe in their one true God, and and Jesus, and
Right.
all of that.
That's so. I might get killed for this, but I'm sure like every Christian I know, is against any level or form of witchcraft.
There are quite a few out there that are, and I dated a guy, and he was Southern Baptist, and he told me I was going to go to hell, and I told him I'd save him a seat. It's fine.
What was his response?
His response was, "You can't say that. I'm not going to go to hell." And I'm like, "Judge not lest you be judged, and he who lives in a glass house should not cast the first stone." So
exactly,
I'll save you a seat.
Gotcha. So I want to jump back into these two worlds colliding.
Yeah, it was mind-boggling.
Paranormal therapy.
Yeah.
What was how did you even get your first client?
Actually, at a paranormal conference.
So did you just say like, "Hey, I'm the paranormal therapist"? You just popped up one day?
No, I will buy a table. I go to different conferences and conventions and things like that, and I get a table. Like this past weekend, I was actually speaking in Jefferson, Texas, at the History, Haunts, and Legends event. And I get a table. I set up my stuff. I have I have brochures about mental health and paranormal trauma. And I have written, I think 5 or 6 different books. I have, my most recent one is on paranormal parenting and what to do when your kid says, "Hey, Mom, Dad, I saw a ghost," and how to respond to that. But yeah, I have all my books at these events. I have a workbook on how to work through paranormal trauma and paranormal PTSD.
Talk to me though about, because to be a therapist for so many years, and to separate the two, right?
Yeah.
To keep the paranormal away from the therapy.
It was hard.
But then you made that transition.
I did.
Once you received the name from Jesse, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
you received the name.
And he was Ash on Supernatural.
Okay. Got you.
So,
But how did you feel comfortable enough to implement the two when you've kept them away from each other for so long?
Well, so I was actually under supervision at that time, because in Texas, in order to be fully licensed, you have to have 3,000 hours of supervision before you get fully licensed. And so I spoke to my supervisor, who is actually, she's in El Paso, and I spoke with her, and I'm like, "Hey, Crystal, I want to do this. I went to this conference, and here's what happened, and this is what's going on, and I want to do, and I may or may not have already gotten the DBA, and I may or may not have already bought the website, and I may or may not have done this and this and this." And she's like, "Okay, cool, yeah." She fully supported it 100%. So when you have that kind of support, there's literally nothing that can hold you back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just jumped right in, both feet.
Okay, I got to ask this then.
Sure.
Because you had someone to support you from the jump that was already a therapist.
Yes.
Did you ever receive any hate or pushback?
Oh, yeah.
That you wanted to implement these two?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I have had several therapists reach out to me and how can you, accept this? This is psychosis and blah, blah, blah. You must be crazy, and all kinds of things like that. And my response to that is, you know what? Your belief is your belief, and that's okay. And I support you in your belief. However, I know for a fact that these things happen. I've had a lot of these experiences myself personally. Mm-hmm. So I know things that go bump in the night, I know they're there. I know it's real and it's valid and it needs to be talked about and it needs to be healed. So, yeah.
That's one thing that I say that not everybody can learn. If you don't have an experience with it, how can I even talk to you?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm just going to be honest.
Sure.
Because that's how I am on this show. I'm against therapy.
Fair enough.
In a sense, for myself.
Sure.
Not for other people. I know for some people it truly works.
Yeah.
I got family members that go to therapy.
Yeah.
But I've always said this specific thing. I can't talk to somebody that doesn't know what it feels like.
I agree with that 100%. You're not wrong. And so my whole take on therapy is, okay, so first of all, my practice, I'm 100% virtual. Okay? I do not have an office. I will not have an office.
Why not?
So during my internship, I was attacked by a client's guardian.
Wow. Oh, you weren't attacked by a client.
I physically assaulted by a client's guardian.
You're talking about like an adult, a parent?
Like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I will not have an office in person. So I'm 100% virtual. And I always tell when clients reach out and they're like, hey, I don't believe in therapy. I don't like therapy. What is this going to be like? Are you going to make me talk? And I'm like, okay, first of all, talking to me is like talking to your bestie at freaking Starbucks. Okay. That's how I choose to think about it. I have lupus. And there are days I'm not be able to get in my bed. So you're going to catch me in my pajamas in my bed. So we can both be, you want to be in your pajamas in your bed? Hey, cool. Me too. Let's do this. All right. Yep. That's how I roll. I use, in my practice with trauma, I use a platform with EMDR. And EMDR stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. You don't relive your trauma, but it softens those trauma edges. And I love EMDR. I use it myself every day, not going to lie. But again, 100% virtual, we do this. And I don't know, to me, with people, I may have clients that say, hey, Donna, I don't want to talk to you today. I just want to do, 20 minutes of EMDR. Cool, dude. All right. I'm good with that. It's your session. I let you lead that.
EMDR.
Yes.
Can we jump into that really quick and just explain, break it down? Because I don't think people are going to understand what that is.
Okay. So what EMDR does is it takes your anxiety, your depression, your trauma, your PTSD, and it softens those edges. It does not delete it. It doesn't make it go away, but it makes it to where you can look back on that experience from like a third person point of view. Or you can look at it like, okay, yeah, this happened to me, not a big deal. Does that make sense?
It does, but what is the vessel that allows this to be the case? Is it, you said a ball?
Okay, so I do it remotely, again, because I'm 100% remote. So I have a specific platform that I use for this. And it's a little ball. And actually, I think the new platform, because I got a brand new platform now that I use, and I think it can be a ball, it can be a square, it can be a star, or it can be like a dog head thing. I don't know, right? And I let you pick your color. I let you pick your background. I let you even pick what kind of design it makes. It can make like a figure 8, or it can go straight across, or it can go alternating corners or diagonals. All right. I let you choose. So what we do is you follow this stupid little ball. All right. And what I ask, I don't want you focusing on the trauma. Because what is that going to do? That's going to bring it back up. That's going to cause, in my opinion, that causes more trauma. We don't want to do that. We want to ease that, right? So what I do is I ask you, okay, so is there a happy event that could be associated with this trauma? All right. So for example, I was in a near fatal car accident with my mom. And after the accident, I couldn't drive because I have so many clients that do EMDR, because I see 10 to 12 clients every day. And probably 6 to 10 of those clients do the EMDR. I will watch the stupid little ball with you. All right. I'm watching you to see, because you keep your camera on. My camera goes off. All right. So that way I don't distract you. My microphone goes off, so you can't hear me. So again, I don't distract you. But I can see you and I can hear you because I'm monitoring your reactions to to the EMDR process. So what is happening is you're thinking about, so what I do, I love driving, all right? And I couldn't, because I would sit in the driver's seat and I would literally start shaking like this. And I would get nauseated and I would get dizzy, all right? So I'm watching the stupid little ball with my clients. And I'm thinking about a happy thing. You know what? I drove, to... Kentucky, that was after the accident. So, okay, I drove to Disney Oh my God, that was an amazing trip, right? I love driving. So I would think about happy memories of me driving. While I'm thinking about that, and I'm not a sciencey person, so I can't explain the science behind it. But while I'm thinking about this happy memory that I've got, this stupid little ball is doing this little sciencey thing in my brain, and it's softening the edges of that trauma. Okay? The accident was May 24th of 2024. It took about a year-ish, maybe a year and a half, before I could drive past the accident site. And the only thing that would happen to me was I might hold my breath, or I might, kind of hold the steering wheel a little bit, tense up a little bit. But that was the only reaction I had driving past the accident site. So say you love paranormal investigating, and you had an event at an investigation. You haven't been able to investigate anymore because now it causes you severe anxiety. And, oh my God, I can't breathe and I'm hyperventilating and all these horrible things. What if? Okay, I don't live in what ifs, because what if never did a damn thing. Okay.
So true.
Okay, if you want to play the what if game, what if it never happened again? What if it happened again, but you knew how to respond instead of react?
That was the best what if I ever heard. The first one. What if it never
What
happened
if it
again?
never happens again? Exactly.
That's
cannot
a
live
really
in the
good one.
We cannot live in the what ifs, because if you live in the what ifs, you're never going to do anything. So we're investigating. We had this traumatic event. We're doing EMDR. Okay, so now I want you to focus on, I love investigating. What about investigating do you love? What aspect?
Gotcha.
And while we're focusing on that, it's softening these edges of this trauma. So you know what? Okay, we can go on an investigation. Maybe you can walk in. Maybe you can only stay for 30 minutes or an hour. But that's 30. You walked in. You walked in that door.
It's a step forward.
That is a win. The second win, you stayed 30 minutes. Maybe you stayed an hour. Maybe you stayed the entire investigation. Nothing happened to trigger you. That is a win in my book.
All right, I want to ask you this, because we talked about EMDR, what we just spoke about.
Yeah.
EFT.
EFT, emotional focus.
Emotional freedom technique.
Yes.
Better known as tapping.
Yes. I love tapping.
What made that? What is that? Explain
I don't do it a whole lot. So tapping is a lot like affirmations. Okay. So I had this experience, and it really scared me. And I don't want to do that again. But I'm going to, because I'm not going to let it stop me. And I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to keep going. And it no longer scares me. And I can do this. And it's tailored to each client individually.
You're tapping
your meridian points.
Okay. So I'm thinking like you might have tapped like a cut that happened to you during this.
No. You're tapping your meridian points right above your eye, next to your eye, under your nose, your chin, your collar, and the top of your head.
I was like, why are Donna tapping all these different places?
Yeah, the meridian points.
Okay.
And what that does is it puts it into your brain. And your brain, it can't deny it.
The affirmations.
It can't deny it. Yes, this happened to me. I acknowledge this happened to me. Yes, this scared me. Yes, I want to do it again, but I don't want to be scared. So I'm going to do it anyway. And you do it several times.
I wonder how many people are going to do tapping after this.
Shoot me an email. I'll send you a personalized script. That's all I'm going to say. I have it all typed out. I have it done, or I can create something.
You're like a complete guide.
Yeah.
To speaking to themselves almost.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if you get somebody to talk, they can hear themselves.
Exactly. And they can, and see, a therapist, our job is not to give you the answers. Our job is to help you find your own answers and then to help you implement them.
I think that's a big misconception.
It is a huge misconception.
Let me ask you this. When did you realize there were people walking around with genuine trauma responses after unexplained experiences?
When I had my first traumatic event.
Can we talk about that?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
So what happened?
So I want to say the first traumatic event for me, it was actually a paranormal event. In 2004, I went to the Lizzie Borden bed and breakfast. Okay. We all love Lizzie Borden, right? Well, we had gotten there during the I think we'd gotten there by like 4 o'clock in the afternoon-ish. And we'd taken the tour with the house mom. And the house mom at that time, I don't know if it's still the same person or not, but she was the one who had been on this special on the Discovery Channel, okay? So she took us on our tour, and I had to go to the bathroom. All right, so me and my friends, we're really brave, right? And we're staying in Lizzie's bedroom because full experience, why not, right?
I'm with you.
So I go into the bathroom, and I close the door, and I'm doing my business, and I'm washing my hands. I'm washing my hands. And I hear, don't look up, don't look in the mirror. Okay, when somebody says don't do something, what do? Right? You're going to look, right?
Okay.
So I look in the mirror, and I saw a man and a woman standing behind me. And I'm like, oh, hell no.
A man and a woman.
A man and a woman. Yeah. I'm like, no. And I go to open the door wouldn't open. And I'm like, doing the knob, and I'm like, the door was not locked. I did not lock that door. I had closed it. And I'm like trying to open it, wouldn't open. And I start pounding on the door, and I'm like, hey, help me out here. Somebody help. You know?
You screaming at this point?
I'm like screaming, help me open the door, right? The house mom comes, and she hit the door twice with her hand. And she goes, open the fucking door. And the door opened. And I looked at her, and I'm like, dude, there's people. And she goes, I know. I'm sorry. I forgot to warn you. Sometimes they do that. And I'm looking at my 2 girlfriends, and I'm like, yeah, nobody pees alone anymore. And they're all like, yeah, nobody pees alone, nobody showers alone. And I'm like, yeah.
So this lady already knew.
She knew, and she chose not to tell us, right? Because she wanted us to have our own experiences, right? Apparently it happened, but it wasn't like a really super common thing.
But for someone like you especially.
You know, it's like, okay, great. And I had a necklace that I had been wearing. It was a cross. And we had been walking around, and I looked down, and my necklace was gone. And so I'm like, okay. And I got upset, and she goes, I'm so sorry. Sometimes that happens. And I'm like,
they steal jewelry off your neck?
Okay. So we go through the night. Things happened throughout the night. And I did not sleep until I saw the sun coming over, because they had the half shutters in the bedroom. I saw the sun come over the half shutters, and I was like, okay, I can sleep now.
Did you find your necklace?
No.
They just robbed you.
They robbed me, yeah. Yeah, they did. They robbed me. Lizzie and her family robbed me, but that's okay. You know, I hear they do that, so.
That's crazy. I'd be pissed. Yeah. If I had a necklace.
It's not the first time something like that's happened to me.
Nah, I think the housekeeper, the lady, she might have had the necklace. She might be wearing it to this day.
No, she did not. She was not. When that happened, she'd already left the house, and it was just me and my 2 friends.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that house is crazy. Would I go back? Yeah. Would I stay the night? Probably not.
So even now, after all that you've seen and been through, you still won't stay the night at somewhere that's overly haunted?
I stayed at Waverly Hills Sanatorium overnight.
And that's supposed to be one of the craziest places.
That was an experience. I was doing Estes method and ended up channeling. And we got some information there, and we checked with our tour guide for verification of things that had come out that we didn't know about. And she went and talked to the owners and actually verified a lot of the stuff that we came up with that I'm not at liberty to reveal.
Understood.
But yeah, there was some really nasty stuff that came through.
When you say channeling, what do you mean? People may not understand.
Okay, so with Estes method, for those who don't know what it is, you have a spirit box, okay? And the spirit box is connected to noise-canceling headphones. I had noise-canceling headphones and a blindfold on. So I couldn't see anybody or anything. It was pure black, and I couldn't hear anybody. Yeah. All I could hear was the box. So the people who were with me were asking questions. And I would respond with what I heard through the earphones, through the box. Okay. And so this was happening. And all of a sudden I couldn't hear what was in the box, because when someone is open, okay, spirits can overtake them. And you can end up like the spirits can talk through you.
So in other words, I guess the term for that is transmediumship.
Yeah.
So speaking directly through the vessel.
Yep.
Or the host, I would say.
Yeah, the host. Yeah. I hosted 3 separate entities that evening.
So I know you can't talk about what was said directly.
Sure.
But was it all men?
No. There were, I can't talk about one of the things. The nurse who supposedly hung herself.
So it's got a lady.
She came through and she did not hang herself. That was
That's not
a voluntary.
the first time I heard that.
Yeah. No, she was murdered and then hung. So.
As a cover-up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then who were the other 2?
The others one was a person who came through as a portraying themselves as a small child, like a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, and they were actually 18, 19-year-old pedophile. And that's all I can say on that one. And then the other one was a 5-year-old female child.
I want to jump into this because I ask this question all the time. How do people differentiate like a demonic presence acting good, right? But in this case, you had someone that you could tell the difference. They were pretending to be a child, but they were really much older.
Yeah.
How did you figure that out?
And for those who can do that, it's like an innate sense. Okay, if something is truly evil, we can be like, okay, this is something. It feels oily, it feels greasy, it feels nasty. Does that make sense?
Okay.
If it's a pure of heart, it feels happy, it feels joyful, and it's like, okay, I can let this one through. Is it something that's being deceptive? Okay, it might feel slimy, but it doesn't necessarily feel oily until it takes that turn. And when it takes that turn, those who can do that can, hold on, time out. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. Back. And those who can do that, of course, and then we call upon our guides and our guardians and our angels, whoever we use for that protection, to come in and protect us. And then they will literally kick out whatever it is that has tried to take over, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know. It is a crazy thing. I get it.
I got so many questions though, because
I have a lot of answers.
I want to understand. So you can open up this door.
Yeah. I don't like to. I'm not going to lie.
Others or spirits or entities, whatever it may be at the time, can enter, use you as a host. Yeah. But can you close that door or pick and choose which ones you want in and out?
Yes.
Is it like a lineup of people? You're like, you can come. Yeah, exactly.
No. Hard pass. I would love to say yes to that, but sometimes you don't realize it until it's too late. If that makes sense. And so when it's too late, it's kind of like, oh crap, I've got something here going on that this does not feel safe to me. And when that happens, I will call a timeout.
But are you calling a timeout like in your head?
I will physically.
Or are you just physically taking the shit off?
I will take shit off. And that's what happened at Waverly. I was like, timeout, nope. And I started taking shit off. And, everyone around me is like, wait, what just happened? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, here's what just happened. And this is what I'm feeling. And I am not okay with this. So no, I'm not doing this anymore.
So at least you're not like completely locked in to where it has to just run its course until it's done with you.
Oh, no. No. Anytime I do anything like that, I set hard and fast parameters. Meaning that, if you need me to give you a voice, I will allow you to do that. I will give you a voice. However, these are rules, okay? You do not get to, you get to use my voice, yes. But you do not get to take over anything else because that is a hard pass. And I have protections in place. Archangel Michael, I work with him so much. And I'll be like, dude, we got a situation. I need you to come in. Mm-hmm. And, yes, I know it sounds completely nutters to some people. And I get that. And that's okay.
Explain to the people watching.
Sure.
Who you're talking about.
He's the dude. He's the main protector.
But you're not talking about a physical form.
No.
Because I need people to understand that.
No, he's an angel. Okay. He is an angel. He is the Archangel Michael. I have Catholics refer to him as Saint Michael. Others refer to him as Archangel Michael. Others refer to him as Michael. And I'll be like, Michael, dude, help me. You don't have to, when it comes to working with your angels and with your guides, you don't have to say much at all, honestly speaking. Help me. They know what to do.
So at what point, what is too much for you?
What do you mean?
As far as like, if something negative channels through, what is your this is too much point? What's the cutoff where you're like, they tried to do this and I said no?
First of all, if you want to take over my body, that's a hard pass. Okay. Absolutely not. Nobody is doing anything with this body that I do not approve of. Absolutely not. Hard pass.
Okay. Only talking.
Yeah. That's it. Only talking. That's it. Okay. I did. My mom. I have a lot of stories about my mom.
Shout out to Mom.
She's the best. Shout out to Mom. She's the best. But one of her bosses had passed away, and he was like a little brother to her. And we loved him. His name was Mark. He was the absolute best. He was amazing. And my mom had asked me, she goes, hey, would you do this for me? Because I have questions.
She was asking you for a favor to allow him to speak through you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And because it's my mom,
of course.
I was like, yeah, I'll do this. I kind of think she didn't think it would actually happen.
Skeptic.
Very much a skeptic. Okay. Very much a skeptic. And so when it happened, when things like that happen, I have no memory of it. Like, I have no idea the conversation that takes place. It's like I'm shoved aside, if that makes sense. But she said that when he came through, like, my mannerisms became his mannerisms. And it was like his voice coming out of my mouth. She said it was the weirdest thing she'd ever heard because it was literally his voice coming out of my mouth. And it was his mannerisms. And so she knew she was talking to him. And she asked questions that she knew only he would know the answer to. And so, and after, if it lasts longer than 2 or 3 minutes, I'm like, yeah, time out. No, this is a hard limit for me. It cannot last more than 2 or 3 minutes because I feel like I'm suffocating and I feel claustrophobic, and that is not okay. And so when it was done and over, she was just sitting there, and I'm like, Mom, are you okay? Like, she was crying, and I'm like, are you okay? And she goes, Mark came through. She goes, honestly, I wasn't sure he would, but he did. And she wrote down the entire conversation. And she goes, this is what he said, and this is what happened. And she goes, my God, it was even his mannerisms. And I'm like, okay, now that's freaking me out a little bit. Okay, sure. Let's not do this again.
This sounds very creepy.
Yeah.
Because
I will second that.
What I find really strange, or what would be creepy to me, would be, what if you permanently got pushed aside?
Yeah, no, that's a hard pass.
But like, you're allowing these spirits
I do. Yeah,
and what if one is like,
the agreement
stay back here?
But see, it's like the agreement, the way that I see them, again, they're solid as you. Okay, and so I will have a conversation. Okay, look, my mom wants to talk to you. You get 2 minutes, 3 minutes max. So let's say 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, then you have to leave. If you do not leave, Archangel Michael is going to shove you out. So you will leave either voluntarily or forcefully. You're going to be gone. Because no.
So there's been instances where someone had to leave forcefully.
Yes. That happened at Waverly.
So that was them trying.
That was them trying. They can try. They can try.
I'm getting me another 4 minutes.
They can try. They can try. Oh, they can try. Yeah. But they will not succeed. They will fail every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I want to talk about paranormal trauma.
Okay.
When a lot of people hear paranormal PTSD.
Yeah.
I've seen people roll their eyes. Don't really take it serious.
I've seen that. I get that at conferences.
Can you explain to us or define what paranormal PTSD may be?
So, paranormal PTSD, paranormal trauma, they're very, very similar to quote unquote regular PTSD, regular trauma. And it's a trauma or, PTSD caused by an anomalous or unexplained event or a paranormal event. All right. And what does that look like? It looks like being thrown down a staircase by something you can't see. Raise hands who've had that happen. Okay.
My hand is down.
My hand is up. Being bitten by something you can't see. Being scratched by something you can't see. You
mean bitten like bug bite? Or like
oh no, like teeth bites. You can see teeth bites. Anytime I go to an investigation or I go somewhere that has the possibility of being haunted, my mom, again. Okay, so my mom is my partner.
Moms need to be in the interview now.
Mom is my partner in crime. Okay, she's my PIC. She will make me stand in my living room in my underwear, and she will take pictures of me from head to toe before I leave.
But why the other? Oh, to see if there's any marks.
Before I leave.
Got you. Okay.
And then when I come home, I walk in the door. She's standing there with her phone. Get naked. That's shit. Get naked.
That's crazy.
And I look at her and I'm like, Mom, really? How dare you? And she's like, ha, stop being funny. Yeah. Get naked.
But she's invested.
And
at this point.
She's fully invested.
So that's what makes sense.
Yeah,
she's invested.
She's fully invested at this point, right? And so I'm like taking off my clothes, taking off my shoes, my socks, my shirt, my pants, and turn around. Oh, you got 4 bruises on your back. There's scratch marks. You got 3 of them here. And she's like taking pictures. And, oh, you got bruises here. Oh, yep. Turn around. Okay, side. Okay, left side. Okay, right side. Oh, yep. You got bruises here. And she will make notes. And she's taking pictures of what I come home with. What's on my body when I come home that wasn't there when I left.
I'm going to be a skeptic.
Sure, go ahead.
Bruises are one thing.
Sure.
Teeth marks and scratches are another.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that bruise very easily. And if you're doing paranormal investigations,
I don't bruise easily.
You can bump into things. You're in the dark.
Sure.
But I can't explain teeth marks and scratches. Where were you when you've had these things happen?
Oh, Jiminy Christmas.
Because we're jumping around so much now.
We are jumping.
But I want to get all these stories too. So
I have been choked by a shadow person at Tremont House, actually, in the ballroom at Tremont House in Galveston. We were at an investigation there, and there was a group of about 15 people that actually witnessed the event. There was a stage area, and I was up on the stage, and I saw the shadow person come in, and I was watching it. And when I go on an investigation, I don't do a lot of speaking. Okay, which is, I know, it's hard to believe. I don't do a lot of talking. Hard to believe. It's shocking. I know, I get it.
Hold on.
Right?
So Donna is the only one that can see everything, but she ain't talking.
Donna ain't talking. But what Donna does is I will point.
Okay.
I point. And when I'm pointing, take your pictures. Because when I'm pointing, you're going to get stuff on your camera. You're going to get pictures. You're going to get evidence. Okay. I will do EVP sessions. I will ask questions. I also hear in real time what the response is. And sometimes I catch myself, so say, we're in an EVP session and you ask a question and it's a yes or no question and I'll hear yes. And I mean, I'm like saying it and I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. Oops.
So you've beat the EVP pretty much. Or the playback, I would say.
Yeah.
To where you've already given the answer.
Yeah.
And it was already there.
Yeah.
Once they played it back.
When they play it back, they'll hear me and then they'll hear the answer. Or sometimes they hear the answer and then they hear me.
And they weren't able to hear that with their own ears at the time.
No.
Explain to me when you were choked.
So,
because that's crazy, but
it was crazy. It was a crazy event.
I gotta hang out with Donna now because
I need get a location and I'll come.
Yeah,
I will drive through. Yeah, I will drive wherever and I will show up.
We got to make this happen.
We will make this happen. But yeah, so I was watching this shadow person, And, people were having conversation. There was like a group here, a group over here, and people scattered out and they're taking pictures, and the lights were real low and I'm tracking it. And I'm like standing like this and I'm pointing. And we had a guy who was, like the photographer, and he's taking pictures of everywhere I'm pointing. And the next thing I know, it's like in my face. And I'm like, no. And the next thing I know, it's like literally had me by the neck. And I was lifted up 3 feet in the air.
Nah.
And I'm saying, yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I have a friend, Danny. We can call her. You can call her and you can ask her. She'll tell you. She witnessed, and every now and then I'll be like, did this really happen? She's like, yeah, I was there. I saw it. But it was choking me, and I was like, put me down. And then I got mad. And it wasn't this chain. It was a different chain. But it was these charms on my necklace. And I yanked it off, and I threw it on the floor. And people are standing there, and they're all just kind of like frozen. And I'm like, and in my brain, I'm like, why aren't you people doing anything? Why aren't you doing something? Help me. What the fuck's wrong with you people?
They can't see it, though.
And all they see is me. And the next thing I knew, I was thrown on the floor. I was thrown on the ground. I was thrown against a wall. And one of the guys had an infrared camera, and he was like saying, holy shit, she's being held up by something. And it threw me, and it ran, and he went chasing it out of the room. And there were a couple other people that followed him, and they're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm following this thing. I'm going to get more evidence on it. And I'm sitting there like, I want to go home now.
What was the purpose of you ripping off the necklace and throwing
I was just trying to breathe at that point. I was like, okay, maybe, I don't know what was going through my head. Honestly, I can't tell you. All I know is I could not breathe, and I'm just trying to get things off of me to keep me from choking. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience.
Yeah, we gotta hit up a spot, because
yeah,
I need to see.
I
don't want you getting levitated. I'll be the levitation person. Let something levitate me. But
I will do it. I have no fear of that. It's fine.
Yeah.
What scares me? Humans.
Humans. I didn't ask you that, right?
I know you didn't ask me that, but I don't know. For some reason,
I
heard
asked you that question.
I heard it. What scares me? Humans. Humans scare the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
We, the HORRORble podcast, are officially opening up the doors for you to submit your horror experiences. Those experiences can be anything from paranormal experiences, real life horror, anything off the wall. If it has to do with horror and you were terrified within that moment, we want to hear about it. We want these videos to be shot very specifically, selfie style. So you need to have the camera be looking right at you as you tell your story. So click on the link in the bio. This is where you'll be able to submit a selfie style video up to 2 to 5 minutes telling us about your horror experience. There may be a chance that myself and maybe a special guest will react to your story around the fire. So submit them crazy stories. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Okay, I want to ask you this. Going back to the PTSD stuff or the trauma stuff.
Yeah.
Right? When someone is traumatized by something they can't explain, what are the symptoms that you actually see?
Insomnia. Severe insomnia. Not being able to sleep. Anxiety. Fear. Like I mentioned earlier, checking the doors, checking the windows. Hypervigilance. Depression. Even. Those are the main signs for PTSD.
Do people relive the moment the same way?
What do you mean?
Are they
Clarify
they constantly replaying this in their brain?
Not necessarily constantly, but it's there. Do they have flashbacks? Yes. Maybe they're fearful to go in. Maybe if it is something that happened in their own home, maybe they're afraid to go into that room, so they avoid that room altogether, or they avoid if say they live in a studio, they avoid that part of the of the studio apartment or whatever. The avoidance becomes a big thing. Maybe they don't even want to go home.
Yeah. I wonder how many people watching this are experiencing that.
I can't tell you that. That I don't know.
But I would think that it's maybe more than we would expect.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is, people are afraid to come forward when it comes to paranormal trauma or paranormal PTSD because, oh my God, what if people don't believe me? because they've had those family members or those friends when they're trying to talk about their experience who have been, really?
Yeah.
That's just in your head. Did that really happen? Who question it, which leads them to question it, which then leads them to be like, okay, now am I losing my freaking mind?
That kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier about the parents and the kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now you're an adult and another adult is telling you that shit didn't happen. You're overthinking.
Exactly. Yeah. Did that really happen? Did that really happen, Ski? Did that really happen to you?
Or they're trying to debunk it. Like, oh, the AC unit or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's call the plumbers. Let's call Roto-Rooter.
Right.
Let's call Jason Hawes, Roto-Rooter, Grant Wilson, Roto-Rooter. Let's have them come check out the plumbing. Let's have the AC people come. Let's have the roofing people come, the foundation people. Let's see. And that's something that when I have someone call me, do I do investigations for clients? Mm-hmm. No, I will not. Will I send in a team? Oh, absolutely. But I will myself, if you were my client, I would not do an investigation at your house.
Explain to me why.
Because that's crossing an ethical line. In my mind, that's crossing a line. That's getting too involved.
But you invested at that point.
I am invested. However, then it becomes a personal thing. Because I take every investigation on a personal level. Does that make sense?
Understood.
So, which if you were a client and I investigated your home, that becomes a dual relationship, and that becomes a very fine line.
Has there ever been a conflict of interest where you wanted to investigate what somebody was saying?
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
But you just wouldn't cross that line.
I would not cross that line. But I will send a team of trusted people in to go and do that investigation and have them, And so because when we do investigations, we have reports, okay, and paperwork. I hate paperwork with a fiery passion. I am not even going to lie. I hate paperwork. And my investigators will call me and we'll talk, okay, what were your thoughts and feelings? And they'll be like, oh, Donna, this is definitely not a paranormal event. This is a mental event. Okay. Good to know. What led you to that conclusion? Okay. So, will nothing paranormal happen? Okay. So let's schedule a second and a third follow-up investigation.
Okay. Now you get,
Okay.
Because I had some questions about that.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. Never just one.
Because I was going to say.
Because sometimes things don't happen.
Exactly.
On the first time. So you go back a second time or a third time. And okay, now, second time, okay, now things are happening, right? We're cooking with gas. Yeah. Third time, oh, things are definitely happening. Okay, yeah. So could it be partly a mental health issue? Oh, absolutely, yes. But it could also be a paranormal issue at the same time. So let's talk about that. How do we take care of the paranormal issue? Okay, well, we do the investigation. We find out what's there. Is something really there? Yeah, something's there. Okay, so now what is it? Let's find out. Is this a residual or is this an intelligent? Okay, if it's an intelligent, okay, take your house back. Plain and simple. Take your house back.
You saying that like it's just easy.
But it is.
But these people are damn near traumatized.
I know these people are traumatized, but it's easy to take your house back. So take your house back. And we tell them how to take their house back. You stand in your house. This is my house. You're not welcome here. GTFO.
Okay. Has that advice ever backfired and it got worse?
No, it has not.
Never.
I had one where it was like, no, I'm not leaving. And I told the homeowner, I said, you bought this house. This is your house. Yes, this is my house. Tell them, this is my house. You no longer reside here. GTFO. And it took a little bit of time, but yes, it worked. And yes, it got out. So then we had to deal with the mental health aspect of what was going on. Okay. And she's like, well, it's coming back. Okay, it's coming back because you're having high emotional situations going on. And when you have a high emotional situation, it will bring negative entities in. So, when you have alcoholics living in your house that refuse to get sober, when you've got people who are literally dying at death's door, that leaves doors open also. When you've got people emotionally and mentally abusing you, that opens doors.
This makes so much sense.
So you have to close those doors. Okay, the drunk person, you need to get sober or you need to leave. Point blank. Because, you're causing way too many issues here. The people dying, okay, that we can't tell them to get out, right? I mean, they want to die at home, they're going to die at home. There's nothing you can do about that. But you can make it safer. And for the emotional stuff, the toxic relationships, you can tell them, hey, hold on, wait a minute. You cannot talk to me like this. If I'm supporting you financially, you have your own apartment and I'm paying your rent and I'm paying all your bills, go get a job. Take care of yourself. No, you can't do this anymore. I'm not doing this for you anymore. You cannot talk to me like this. That closes those doors. It settles things down. Now we need to work on your anxiety and your trauma for this other stuff that had been going on that caused all of this.
A lot of this shit is easier said than done, though.
Oh, sure it is. Therapy is hard work. It's not easy. Is it sound easy? Oh, yeah, sure.
Right.
It's not all lollipops and, rainbows.
Definitely not.
No. But I take it at the client's pace. But no, and it's, some clients, they see me for a couple of months and it's like, Donna, I'm good. Can we go to an as needed? Absolutely, yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yes, please.
Got you.
Please. I love my clients, but I don't want to talk to them forever. I don't want them to need me forever. I want them to heal and I want them to get better and I want them to move on and to be happy and to work through the traumas. So if you're working with me for 3 or 4 months or, God forbid, 3 or 4 years, but if your trauma is that deeply rooted, it needs to be that long, then that's what we're going to do.
Understood. Have you ever seen someone go through a paranormal event that destroys them or destroys their trust in reality that it was so bad?
Yes.
What does that look like? They just are scared of everything? Or they're just concerned?
I had a client who is currently in an institution because he saw reptilian people everywhere.
We get into a whole nother bag.
That's a whole new bag. That's a whole different bag,
That's
right?
A whole different
bag.
We can talk about it, though. I'm not holding back.
But he saw them everywhere. And he was just like, oh, my God, they want to have sex with me all the time. And it's all I can think about. And it just went on and on and on. And the first time I'm having this conversation with this guy, I was just like, okay, your experience is real and your experience is valid. And I know that and I honor your belief.
Is this the protocol that you got to tell everybody?
This is a protocol that I choose to tell.
Understood. Okay.
Okay. Everyone, in my opinion, everyone's experience is real and it is valid. It is not my job to tell you if your experience is real or not. It's not my job to debunk it. My job is to support you through your healing and through, working through the issues, working through the trauma, working through the PTSD. That is my job. No holy water required.
Gotcha. Understood.
So yeah, but yeah, that one was, and we got to a space where, and I asked him, do you take medication? And he goes, yes. Okay. What medications do you take? And he sent me a list, literally 3 legal-sized pages of medications. And I'm looking through this and I'm like, okay, what were your prior mental health diagnoses? And he told me, and I'm like, okay, now we're cooking with gas. Now we're getting somewhere. And we started talking some more. And I told him, I said, okay, so these things that happen to you, how often? Oh, this is every single day, all day long. And so we were talking, and I asked him, I said, would you be comfortable going, talking with a psychiatrist? And he goes, oh, I have one. Okay. Have you spoken with your psychiatrist? But yeah, they want me to go in an institution. And I'm like, honestly speaking, I think that would be a really good idea for you right now. And he asked me, he said, will you put me in? I don't want them doing it. Will you put me in? And yes, I will.
But what if he really was seeing all these reptilian people and they wanted to have sex?
I mean, that's awesome. But in downtown Austin, 24/7, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm going to lead a better question. I got a better question.
Okay, lay them.
As a licensed professional,
yeah,
how do you distinguish paranormal trauma and psychosis? Is it what you just explained? You're asking these questions for meds?
I'm asking these questions. And again, I have an assessment that I created. And there are over, I want to say over 300 questions on my assessment. Because
300?
It is. Yeah. Yes.
We're doing a whole damn test.
Oh, yeah. But it's very, very detailed. Because I need to know, what kind, have you ever spoken with a mental health therapist before? Have you ever been hospitalized for mental health issues? What kind of medications do you take? What have your prior diagnoses been? What kind of experiences have you had? When did these experiences happen? What were the time like it is very, what kind of symptoms have you had? Do you have anxiety? Do you have depression? Do you have hypervigilance? Do you have insomnia? All of these questions, it is very, very detailed and very in depth because it gives me a full picture of what's going on. And that is a picture that I need in order to determine, is this a paranormal event or is this a psychosis?
I can only imagine that in a lot of these cases, sleep deprivation.
Yes, for sure.
Matters a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Right? But if one has a very hard time sleeping, that's not a direct link to trauma.
No, it's not.
But it can be a direct link to
psychosis. Yeah, it can.
I was going to say mentally going crazy, but yes.
I mean, yeah, it can be a direct link to psychosis. But it also depends on what kind of medication is this person taking. Because a lot of medications can cause insomnia. I know.
Some people think medication is helping.
And medication can help. It really can.
But it can do the opposite.
But it can. And you have to look at the contraindications of medication. Are your medications working together, or are they working against each other? Because if you're going to one doctor and they're giving you these meds, and you go to another doctor and they're giving you this meds, and this doctor over here is giving you this.
That's crazy.
I mean, and there are so many people that do that.
See, I didn't even think you could see 3 different doctors and get 3 different prescriptions from 3 different doctors.
Oh, so you have your primary care physician, all right, who can give you prescriptions. If you have a psychiatrist, they can give you medications. Okay? That's not the same person. That's 2 separate doctors.
But
maybe you have a pain management doctor who gives you something else.
Percocet.
Okay, so you've got different doctors giving you different medication, and maybe they don't know each other, and maybe they don't talk, so nobody knows what's going on. And maybe they ask you, "Are you taking other medication?" No.
See, that's where they fucking up.
I'm not taking anything else.
You think people say no because they're embarrassed?
It's possible.
Or do they just want more meds?
I mean, there's that too.
Yeah.
So you don't know. And a lot of times I have to go with my gut instinct. And my gut instinct has never, ever, ever steered me wrong. And I was talking with a client the other day. And this client was telling me something. And I sat there and I'm, tell me more about that. Okay, yeah. So wait a minute, hold on. You went to your pain management doctor and they gave you ABC. And you spoke with your neurologist who gave you, D, E, and F. And then you spoke with the sleep study who gave you, G, H, and I. Is everybody aware of everything they've given you? Well, they're all with, this group. Okay, this is a veteran. So they're all with the VA. Okay. I love the VA. I love my veterans. That doesn't mean shit.
So there's no database that
there's
each person can look up and be like,
sure.
Oh no, this person is taking this.
Sure, there is.
So, but they don't care?
Maybe they're overworked and overloaded and they don't have the time to look into that.
That's a bigger issue then.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're talking about people just getting these sessions over with, diagnosing people and kicking them to the curb.
Yeah, it happens more often than you think. And does it make me angry? It makes me so very angry. And so this specific client, I told him, I said, okay, now hold on, wait a minute. I need you to talk to your psychiatrist and tell them, that your sleep study person gave you this and that your, this other doctor gave you this and this doctor gave you this, and give them the full list of medications because something they're not working together. So that needs to be adjusted. You need to have your medicines adjusted. Okay, Miss Donna, yeah, I got that. I will get that. When we talk next week, I will let you know what happened. Please do. Thank you.
I know
they
didn't do that.
Actually, yeah, he did.
Oh, I'm glad.
Because I actually spoke, today's Friday. I spoke to him yesterday and I'm like, so, hey, did you talk to your doctor and get all that? Oh yeah, let me tell you, they took me off like 10 of my meds and they've increased this one. And now I'm only on 5 meds now. And I'm like, fantastic. And how are we sleeping? Well, it's only been a week, but I'm sleeping a little bit better. I'm sleeping for 5 hours now. Fantastic. That's great. Let's keep up the great work.
It's an improvement.
Yeah, we'll talk more next week and see how we've improved next week. Okay, great, Miss Donna. I'll talk to you later. Okay, cool. Bye. But yeah, the ones who want to get better will do the work. And they will talk to the doctors. And they will straighten out the meds situation. I know, it's rough.
What if there was no medication? There was no prescriptions?
Oh my God, the earth here has plenty of medications.
It's true.
Dandelion root helps with pain and inflammation.
People have no idea.
Yeah, they don't.
People have no idea.
No, and it's amazing.
You put that in a tea.
Yes.
You can save yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Ashwagandha helps with pain and inflammation also.
Yeah.
It also helps for ladies of a certain age going through menopause. I'm just saying.
Y'all gonna learn a thing or two on this channel.
I mean.
Okay, we talked a little bit about religion, right?
Yeah.
How important is a religious background when you're dealing with these cases? As far as paranormal trauma, does that play a big...
It plays a big part if the client is religious or not. Okay, so if, say, a client comes to me and they're like, I'm not Christian. Okay.
Well, in this case, let's just take someone who is religious.
Okay.
Right?
What is the religion?
Well,
because what I'm going to... No. That to me, that is a legitimate question.
Okay.
Okay. What is the client's religion? Because then I'm going to do a deep dive. Because I am going to tailor that person's treatment plan and all of my protocols for that client to their religious belief. Because I need to know how that works for them. Are they really strong in their faith? Or is it just I go, Easter, Christmas, whatever. Are you religious with your faith? Do you go, every, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, whatever? How deep are you into your religion? Is it like, I am, I practice every day my religion. Okay, that is something I need to know. Because I need to know how to work that into our sessions.
I'm going to be a dickhead here.
Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
You with your background and your beliefs, pagan.
Yeah.
Other people would call it witchcraft.
Sure. I was raised Christian.
Okay. Sorry, there's a book.
That's okay. I get you.
If someone does come to you and the religion is not what you practice, but yet you have to deep dive into it,
I would do that.
How credible are you, though, at that point? Because it's not something that you...
It doesn't matter if it's my belief or not.
Mm-hmm. Why doesn't it matter, though?
Because what matters is it's the client's belief. Okay? I'm going to do everything I can to make that client feel comfortable. Okay, you know what? You practice, Buddhism. I'm going to do a dive. So that way I can understand where you come from. And I'm going to ask questions. I will ask questions. Okay.
Now you talking, cause
yeah. So tell me more about your religion. How can I help you with your healing when working with your religion? Okay, Donna, this is what I do. Da 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 da. Okay, cool. How can we incorporate that into your sessions? Wait, you would do that? Absolutely, I would do that. Yeah, 100%.
I'm so glad you answered the question the way you did.
You want me to pray with you, dude? I will pray with you, 100%.
Because when I heard you saying you'll do deep dives into these different religions, I'm thinking you're almost coming back to them as if a know-it-all.
Oh, absolutely not.
But
no.
You made that very clear.
Oh, no.
I actually like what you do now.
I know. Okay. So I know a little about a lot.
Yeah.
And I might know a lot about a little. Mm-hmm. But no, I have to be the first one to admit I'm a dumbass.
I don't think you're a dumbass.
I have a master's degree. I'm working on my PhD. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I don't think you're a dumbass though. Don't put that label on yourself.
I feel like a dumbass
there
a lot
you go.
of times.
Say that.
I feel like a dumbass a lot of times. I'll be like, and I will flat out tell you, you know what? I have no idea. Let me look into that and I get back with you. I will pull it. I will find an expert or I will find someone that knows and I'll be like, hey, do you know about blah, blah, blah? Because I don't got a clue and I need to know.
But that also shows that you care.
I do care. I care too much sometimes, I think. I get invested in my clients. Like I said, when I open up a session, how are you doing today? Hey, Ski, how you doing today? How's your day today? How was your vacation? I know you went on vacation last week. How'd that go? Did you have a good time? Because that lets you know that I'm making that personal connection with you. That shows you I care.
Right.
And I'm nosy as fuck.
At least you're honest.
I want to know.
You're in the perfect job for that, though.
Oh, absolutely.
You're in the perfect job. You can ask all the questions you want.
I get to ask all the questions.
I'm not that nosy, but I'm in this job too, I guess.
But you really want to know.
I want to learn.
Fair enough, but same thing, right?
Nah, not really.
Ish.
Okay, because some people ask questions to respond.
Okay, fair enough.
And some people ask questions to understand.
That's true.
There's big difference.
There is a big difference, yeah. And see, I ask questions to understand. And I think you do that too. Yeah. And so when I have a client and I ask a question and, hold on now, wait a minute. Are you responding to my question or are you reacting with a knee jerk?
Exactly.
Now, I need you to think about that for a second. If you're reacting, why are you reacting to that? What has happened to cause you to have that kind of reaction?
Right. And they might not even think about what's coming out of their mouth before they say it.
Exactly. Because they're too busy reacting.
There's a lot of people out here like that.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And I know now and then I have a tendency, I'll be like, oh, I will react. And I'll be like, hold on, wait a minute. Slow my roll. I need a minute. Because I apologize, I reacted. That is a trigger for me. So let me respond now. This is what I meant to say.
That is a skill within itself.
Oh, sure it is. It's a learned behavior.
There's not a lot of people that can do that.
It can be taught. It can be learned.
Oh, it can be learned.
Yeah, it can be learned. It takes a while.
But I think you have to come across someone who pinpoints it to you.
Yeah.
That you do this.
Yeah.
And makes you aware of it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Because if someone allows you to get away with this for so long, you think this is the way to be.
Right.
And it's going to probably bite you in the ass more than it doesn't.
Oh, sure. Of course.
Therapy.
I know.
I'm learning right now.
Therapy. Oh, my God. Therapy's so hard.
I'm learning right now.
I actually had someone tell me the other day, Donna, therapy's hard. And I'm like, I know it sucks, right? But look at how far you've come from even last month or 3 months ago or 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. Look at how far you've come.
Back to the paranormal.
Yeah.
Can trauma mimic paranormal experiences?
Yes, it can, actually.
How so?
You're familiar with poltergeist?
Of course.
Okay.
I got it tattooed on my leg.
Love it. So, trauma, I like trauma and poltergeists are very similar, okay? Because we can, as you know, we can create what we think about. We can manifest what we think about, right? So, when we're in a state of high emotion, we can create a paranormal or an anomalous event.
All right, are we taking this? How far are we taking this? Like, I could create somebody knocking on the door downstairs?
Yeah, you can. So if you're like, okay, you know what? I'm sitting here and it's quiet. Do I hear knocking? No, I don't hear that. Okay. But did I hear that? Maybe I did. Okay, if you're here, knock 3 times. Or do the... Give me the last 2.
Yeah.
You're going to hear that last 2. You're going to manifest that to happening. Can that cause a trauma? Yes, it can. Because you're creating this event. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. But then it almost...
So there...
I'm stuck between the two.
It is. It can be, yeah. So there's a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, but there's a lot of conversation in the paranormal world currently about can you create a paranormal event? And I want to say, the scale is tipping. Yes, you can. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it's actually been proven that yes, you can create a paranormal event.
You know a guy named, you should probably know this guy, Brandon Hodge.
The name is familiar.
The deals with all like the Ouija boards, the planchettes.
I don't do that. Keep those.
Now we opened up a whole new conversation.
No.
Okay.
No.
Let me explain to you something about Brandon. I had him on the show.
Uh-huh.
And he is like the king of Ouija boards, planchettes. He has, when I say thousands, his house is on display with Ouija boards and stuff.
I'm so happy for him.
But he's done so much homework.
Yeah.
And he confidently came on this show and told me that it's in your mind.
Bullshit.
This is what he said. I'm just going off of what he said.
No, okay. I
have never personally played with the Ouija board. It correlates with the simple fact that you said these things can happen if the brain processes it basically a certain way.
Sure.
Forget that conversation.
Yeah.
Why won't you touch Ouija board?
I had a traumatic experience with one when I was, I think, 12 or 13.
Talk to me about it.
I was at my dad's. And my stepmom, that's not how I lovingly refer to her, but whatever. She's
the lady in the house at the time.
Sure. We'll call her that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be polite. We had a slumber party. It was for my birthday. And she had brought down a Ouija board.
She did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I mean, we're like 12, 13-year-old girls, okay? And we did the light as a feather. I heard that. The light as a feather, stuff as a board thing. We did that. And we did the...
All right. I'm going to address it. Nope.
Yeah, no, she's standing right over there. She's creeping forward.
Who are you referring to?
The little girl.
Remind y'all, there is no physical little girl out here.
There is no physical little girl here. No.
So she's referring to someone behind me.
Yeah.
That we know to be a little girl that has blonde hair.
She has braids.
And she specifically has braids.
Yeah. Yeah. She's creeping. Like.
She's welcomed at all times.
Trying to make sure it's okay. You know how little kids do. Got to make sure it's okay.
She's 100% welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back to the story.
So,
lady that was dad's girlfriend at the time, whatever.
No, dad's wife.
Dad's wife.
Yeah.
Brings the Ouija board.
Yeah.
Sleepover.
Yeah.
Slumber party.
I did not participate, but I was there. Okay. Because it scared me.
Because you already heard stories?
It felt, to me, it felt evil. It felt negative. It felt bad. It did not feel safe at all. And so they played with it. And at the end of the night, I told my dad, I'm like, I need, put it away. Well, my dad had an old fireman's chest in his attic. And I went with him in the attic. And he put it in the fireman's chest, and he locked the chest. And the only person that had the key to the chest was my dad. He gave me the key. So I had the key. And I went to bed. And I had the key. The key stayed in my hand all night long while I was sleeping. When I woke up, it was on the foot of the bed. There's no way it could have gotten there. You know.
I ain't buying it, Donna.
So it did. It happened. I don't care if you buy it or not, but that's what happened to me.
But
and since
so
then,
many things
I won't
happen
do
when
that.
you're sleeping. You could have put it there. You could have threw it.
I don't sleepwalk. I do not sleepwalk.
Hold on. Okay, so this key is in your hand.
This key is in my hand.
You wake up, it's at the foot of the bed.
Yeah. Scared the hell out of me.
And there's nobody else sleeping next to you?
No.
It's just you up there.
It was just me up there.
And that was enough to say
that was enough for me to
Ouija
say
boards?
no. Yeah.
But what makes you think that was tied to the Ouija board? Just feeling?
Just a feeling. Yeah.
So if I said, hey, Donna, let's go ghost hunting at somewhere, and I was like, I'm bringing a Ouija board. You out?
I mean, I'd go. I'd still go, but I'd be like, Ski, really? That's not. Can we not? I would ask you flat out, can we not? And if you're like, no, I really want to do this, I'd be like, okay, tell you what, you do that. I will have a partner because I don't ever go anywhere by myself. I always make sure, teams of 2 minimum. Me and whoever else is with us are going to go to another room because I will not be a part of that.
Y'all let us know y'all Ouija board stories too.
Yeah.
I want to hear some crazy ones.
I can tell you there's some crazy Ouija board stories out there.
You've dealt with paranormal stuff. You've dealt with therapy. You've talked to plenty of people. You've had these experiences yourself. And you have how many years of paranormal investigation years under your belt?
I have been a paranormal investigator for 40 years, since I was 18.
40 years under your belt.
Yeah.
Give me your most disturbing story that happened to you personally. Or did you already tell us?
No, I haven't.
Oh, even better.
I had an investigation once. And actually, my mom was with me.
Mom is in every story.
Mom is in almost every story. Mom does not do paranormal investigations anymore.
Yeah.
She's drawn a hard line. Yeah.
Okay.
She'll be the support. She'll stay in the hotel room. She'll, be at home, but she will not do an investigation. She was actually with me on this one. And it was in Houston at a private residence. And the guy was having a lot of, he was hearing a lot of people going up and down the stairs in his house. And his dog, he had a beautiful, beautiful white dog. It was a big dog. Don't remember what kind, but beautiful white big dog. And the dog would just cower in the corner of his dining room. That's the only place the dog would go. The dog was terrified to go into the rest of the house. It was a townhouse. And
so the dog would take cover in a corner.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much. But wouldn't explore the rest of the house.
No. Okay. It was terrified to go to the house. So I'm doing a walk through the house, and I went into his office, and I'm looking at the wall on his office, and I'm like, yeah, what is this? And he's like, oh, those are African death masks. And I'm like, that's the cause of your problem right there. And
explain to us African death mask. People were dying in these masks. People were getting killed in these masks.
No, they are masks that back in the old days that they would put over the deceased face and bury them.
Oh.
Okay, so these are things that have been dug up that have stuff attached to them, all right? Like souls and spirits attached. Okay, if you dig something up, somebody's going to be pissed off, right? I mean, come on.
I mean, you definitely heightened your chances.
I mean, come on, right? And this guy had like 10 of them hung up on the wall. And I'm like, you need to get rid of these. This is what's causing your problem. And he's like, but I've been collecting. This guy was like in his 40s, mid 40s. I've been collecting these since I was in college. And he's like, I'm not getting rid of them. And I'm like, okay, that's a personal choice you're making.
Stubborn.
But there's nothing, I cannot help you because you're choosing to let this continue. And let me back up a tiny bit here.
Okay.
We had set the appointment for a Thursday afternoon. Okay. I get there and I had texted him that morning. Don't forget our appointments today, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, I got you. Okay. I get to his house and we knock on the door and he looks at me and he goes, "Why are you here? It's not till tomorrow." I open up the text message and I'm like, "Dude, right here. You even responded to me." And he goes, "I honestly don't remember that. I honestly, on my calendar and everything, he had it written down for Friday instead of the Thursday." And on the way there, my GPS, I was an hour late because my GPS had sent me an hour in the opposite direction, which sometimes that happens, okay? When they know we're coming, sometimes that happens. So,
Is he on medication?
He was not on medication.
Okay. Just had to ask.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, no, he was not on medication. And he was a stockbroker, dude. Like, this guy is like a Wall Street trader, okay? And so, and I'm telling him, you got to get rid of these. He's like, not going to do it. And I'm like, I can't help you. And so we did audio, we did video, we did pictures, we did all the things. And we were there probably about 3 or 4 hours and we left because this guy's being stubborn, right? A week later, we watched the news. And he texted me. He goes, "Oh my God, you were right. His house burnt down. His townhouse burnt down. The mask's completely gone. And his dog had been in the house. His neighbor called 911 for emergency services to come. And his neighbor went in and got the dog out of the house. But the room where the masks were was completely destroyed. And the house was pretty much destroyed. But yeah. I told him, I said, he's like, no. And he said he had thought about started to box them up. But he wasn't going to sell them. He was just going to keep them.
Well, how'd a house catch on fire?
No idea. I asked him that. He said that they investigated for arson, and obviously there was no arson, but they don't know how the fire started. There was no explanation for that. I told him, I said, "It's your masks. I told you." And he's like, "I guess you're all right, yeah."
Think the mask started the fire?
I do.
Because they started boxing them up?
I do, yeah. I told him, you need to get rid of them.
So this was your most terrifying story.
That was the most terrifying for me for that, yeah. I mean, Waverly was terrifying, but the private investigation, that was the scariest one because it tried to push me down the stairs. And my mom was actually behind me and she saw the something push me. And she's like, and she grabbed me from behind. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, something pushed me." I said, "Did you push me?" I'm like, "Mom." She's like, "No." She says, "No, I saw your body start to go forward."
What haven't you been through?
What haven't I been through? I mean, I don't know. I've been through a lot.
Okay, I want to ask you this. Did your training as a therapist help you stay grounded in any situation?
Yes.
Can you tell me when?
It really helped me at Waverly, to be honest. It has helped me. I had an investigation last year in the killing fields of Houston. And it helped me with that too. But yeah, it's when I'm on investigation and things, kind of start happening, I've noticed that since I've become a therapist, I take a step back. I will take a step back, kind of mentally, and be like, okay, hold on, what is happening right here? What is happening right now, and how am I feeling about this? Am I okay? No, I am not okay. Okay, you know what? I'm stepping out. I'm physically taking myself outside because I need to step out because I am not okay. And I've told my team, now I tell my team, if you have to step out because you're not feeling okay mentally or emotionally, it's okay. We will step out, And I've actually gone to a team member. This happened actually this past weekend. I went to my team member because we did 5 separate investigations in Jefferson. And I told her, I said, "Hey, are you okay?" She goes, "Well, I'm feeling a little." I said, "You know what? I said, do you have your cigarettes on you?" And she's like, "Yeah." I said, "Why don't we step outside so you can have a smoke?" And she's like, "Yeah, that'd be good." Okay, great. Let's go do that.
How'd you know that?
I was watching her. I keep a close eye on my team members. It's like with my clients. I watch their faces. I watch their reactions. I watch their body language.
Makes sense.
So yeah. Oh, and if there's other teams with us, I watch everybody. I will even watch the client And we were at the last house we were at in Jefferson. The client looked a little frazzled. And I asked her, I said, hey, and I noticed that she kept flicking a lighter. And I was like, hey, do you have cigarettes? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, I need to go outside. Would you come out with me? And do you smoke in your house? She goes, no, I smoke outside. Would you come outside with me and you have a smoke? Because I need some fresh air. Yeah, I'll come out with you. Cool, thanks. I appreciate that. I'm constantly keeping an eye on the people around me to make sure they are okay.
40 years of experience with paranormal investigating.
Yeah.
Have you ever had something follow you home?
I have. Yeah.
Tell me about it. And how many times? Just once?
Oh, God, no. It's happened more times than I can count.
That ain't good.
No, that is not good. It did happen. It used to happen, but that was before I learned how to protect myself. And that was before I learned I could say, you stay here. I'm going home, but this is your space. You need to stay here. You don't get to come with me.
But how do you know something followed you home? Can you see them? You can feel them? That you can...
Yeah.
You can tell if something's just off?
I feel something's off, but I can also, 9 times out of 10, I can see it. And I'll be like, you know what? It's like last year, we were, again, Jefferson. I love Jefferson, okay? I love Jefferson. We were at an event, and one of the spirits at one of the locations followed me to 2 other locations. At the 3rd location, look, I'm cute. I appreciate your interest. However, you don't got a body I'm interested in, so go back where you belong. Okay, thanks, bye. And
but that didn't follow you home, though.
It followed me to other locations. But when they follow me home, I'm like, so this is my house. You're not welcome. Okay, thanks, bye.
And they just...
And 9 times out of 10, they will respect that. Honestly speaking, they will respect that. This is your home. You stay here. I'm going to my house. You're not welcome. Thanks for playing.
So shadow figures. I know you've seen a few.
I've seen my share. My brother actually has one in his house.
Oh, we say that like it's a dog.
Well, and I guess it was maybe last year, maybe the year before. I don't remember. I was like, dude, you have a shadow figure. I'm getting rid of it. He's like, no. He doesn't bother anybody. It's fine.
Dude, so he's cool with it?
It sits like my brother has a townhouse, okay? Mm-hmm. And there's a staircase that goes like this. It goes like this. There's a landing and then down like that. Mm-hmm. It stands at the top because there's a loft right there. And it watches down. That or it'll stand on landing and it watches. And I'm like, dude, it's watching me. He's like, he's not hurting you. It's fine.
How many people outside of yourself have seen this shadow figure at his house?
He's seen it. Both my kids have seen it. My mom's seen it. My whole family has seen it. So if he has, I'll ask him, hey, dude, how many people have seen the shadow man at your house? You haven't asked?
But it's there.
But yeah, no, it's shadow people. I'm not a fan of shadow people. I'm really not.
What you think they are?
What do I think they are?
Yeah.
I think some of them could be spirits that, just don't, they can't take any other form, quite possibly. Anybody
at home, if y'all seen shadow figures, let me know.
Yeah.
I want to know y'all stories too.
And let us know your experiences because I'm going to be watching. The comments. I want to know. So,
I just heard a little girl back here talking.
Yeah.
Very clearly.
Yeah.
It's almost like not even talking, almost like singing almost.
Yeah.
All right, I want to ask this.
Sure.
What does success look like in paranormal trauma treatment?
The holy grail question. For me, success in paranormal trauma treatment is when my client no longer has that trauma. And they can either, if they're an investigator, they can go out and investigate. Or if they are someone who has had an experience, they are comfortable in their skin and they're happy in their skin, or they're happy in their home or wherever that experience happened. They feel safe and that no longer affects them. That is what that is to me. I'm going to cry.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah. To me, that's like a really personal thing because I am personally involved with each of my clients because I want to make sure that they succeed and I want to make sure that they heal. to the best of my ability and to the best of theirs. So for me, for them to be healed and for them to say, hey, Donna, you know what? Working with you has been really great. And I can walk into this room and it doesn't affect me anymore. And can we just do check-ins now, once a month or once every 3 months or once every 6 months? Can we do that? Absolutely, yes.
Do you mind if I dive into that?
Sure, go ahead.
When someone is considered, I guess, it's a success, is it more so the fact that they accepted it or stopped believing in these things? Or can it be both?
It can be both. Because maybe they accepted, yes, this really happened. And I'm okay with it now because I've worked through the trauma. Or, you know what, this did not happen to me. And, okay, if you're choosing to believe it didn't happen, then why are you having these feelings? Let's talk about that. Because that is a completely different conversation.
That's why you're the therapist.
Exactly. That's why I got that master's degree.
Yep. Can someone recover from an experience that still makes no sense?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
They just can make no sense of the situation or whatever happened to them.
There are a lot of situations that make no sense. Why did this happen? I can't answer that. I can't answer why this happened to you. But what I can do is help you to find a way to respond and to help you to heal from it.
What do paranormal investigators get wrong about traumatized experiences?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. You're going to get me in trouble.
You don't have to answer.
I will answer. There are some investigators out there that choose to believe that paranormal trauma and paranormal PTSD is not real and it does not happen. And that, okay, so this happened, but obviously you're off your rocker and you're mental. Maybe you're having a psychosis, some kind of psychotic break or some kind of psychosis. Or, say they've proven and they've debunked that something has happened. Something has actually happened. Yes, this is an actual event. But they choose not to believe that it actually affected the person as deeply as it did. I've actually seen that a few times.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this myself because maybe you won't say it.
Okay, go ahead.
That's stupid.
Well, no, I agree 100%.
Because
it is stupid.
If you're going to go basically hunt for paranormal activity and something does happen to someone, whether or not you may have seen it or not, but they're saying this happened to them, why would you say they're psychotic at that point? Because
there are a lot of investigators out there who are skeptic.
So they're investigating because they're skeptics.
They're investigating because, and they're like, okay, yeah, I didn't see it happen, therefore it did not happen. And there are quite a few out there who have that belief. And in my opinion, that is inaccurate. Because every experience is real and every experience is valid. And yes, you are okay. And
go ahead.
For those wondering, the little girl's over here asking if she's okay. Yes, she's okay.
Do you think paranormal trauma will eventually be taken seriously by mainstream mental health?
God, I hope so. I really do hope so. I actually have had a therapist in Washington State reach out to me. Someone in Oregon reached out to me. I've had a therapist in California reach out to me, saying, hey, you know what? I've had these experiences. Thank you for bringing this out. Thank you for doing this. And I'm like, why haven't you done it? I mean, that's my question. Why haven't you? And I was talking with a therapist in Washington State, I guess about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And she's like, I'm just now starting to, acknowledge that, yes, I've had these happen. And yes, she's a paranormal investigator. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I was in a group with a bunch of therapists and, and nobody will talk about it. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why won't you talk about it? And she's like, I looked at your website and I love how you did it. And she's like, I'm getting ready to put my stuff out there, but it makes me really nervous. And I'm like, why?
It's not the norm?
It's not the norm. But somebody has to do it. Yeah, I know.
I only know one paranormal therapist.
There are a couple more out there.
if y'all are out there, let me know. Let us know.
We'll have to have a private conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm going to leave you with this.
Okay.
It's either going to be a question or a statement.
Okay.
That you can answer or just on your own.
Okay.
Is there a message that you have for the people that are going to be watching this or that are watching this?
Yeah.
That you just think they need to know?
Yeah.
Or is there something about yourself that you would want them to know that they haven't learned from tonight?
Oof.
Or both.
Both.
I give you the option of both.
Yeah. So I will say I have had these experiences, as we've talked about. The experiences are real, and they are fair, and they are valid. And for those of you out there who have had these experiences, your experience is real, and please don't shove it aside. Talk about it with somebody, whether it's your therapist. And if your therapist is closed-minded, find a new freaking therapist, okay? Please find a new therapist. Find someone who will acknowledge your experiences and will help you to work through them. And again, your experience is real, your experience is valid, and there is no holy water required.
Last thing.
Okay.
Because I want people to understand or know where they can reach you.
Oh, that's
because
easy.
We need to make that something known.
So I can be found on, I am on Facebook, I am on Instagram. I think I'm on TikTok. I don't remember. I'm not going to lie.
Under what, though?
I can be found under The Paranormal Therapist. And my website is theparanormaltherapist.com. And I also have my own podcast. And it's The Paranormal Therapist Podcast. Like, I am totally on brand.
There you go.
And my logo is a ghost in a Victorian chair.
Well, if y'all need a paranormal therapist, y'all know exactly who to go to. And I just want to say, I'm so happy we had this conversation.
Me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you for driving down here. Thank you to your brother, your mom.
Family.
Yeah, your family. I really do appreciate you being down here,
Thank
opening up, having this conversation, because this is definitely different than anything I've talked about before on this channel.
Yeah.
And this is definitely a first. And I'm grateful for you being here.
I'm grateful for you, for you reaching out and for having us here. So
this may be a big step, because if other people can see this and have a better understanding of what needs to be heard when it comes to the paranormal and trauma, this may make a little turn or make a little dent. Who knows?
That'd be great. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because it is something that needs to be done. And I've talked to so many investigators, and they're all like, oh my God, yes, this is real. Thank you. Somebody's finally talking about it. And it's like, why haven't you been talking about it all along?
Yeah. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it, and how many people are having these paranormal experiences that they can't explain and they need help with, and it creates trauma. But thank you again. I do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm going to leave y'all with that. Please, guys, I just want to continue to say thank you so much for subscribing, liking, sharing the content, being a part of something special. We're on our way to 40,000 subscribers, so continue to share this, subscribe as much as you can. And stay tuned, stay horrible.